by the grace of God, I was part of the last Impact Storytelling Masterclass I held in Abuja. And so thank you all for being here, and thank you for having me to share my experiences with you. Okay, so just a quick one. Before ISM, I think I was doing pretty good with communications as a graphic person because my core was graphic design, But I think after ISM, it's the whole narrative changed for me because the attention shifted from just designing, but to making visual communications, so that what you are designing, it's not just what you are penning down or what you're writing down, but you are using it to communicate. You're using it to interact with the people who are seeing the visuals that you are presenting. So that's one of the core benefits from I got from the last session that we had. And it was really interesting because you can see at a goal that the things that you've learned, when you start putting them into practice or when you start implementing them, you see the different perspective. You see the way that the reception is different, because people can actually relate with a design, a poster that you put up, because it's telling a story of what you are doing, or it's telling a story of what you are trying to have them see, not just the way we used to have them. So that was the first thing that happened to me. The second thing, it's personal branding, because we talked a lot about branding during the last ISM. And personal branding and corporate branding was one of the other aspects of it, because aside from working in a space or in a corporate space, you as a person, whatever you do can also be a brand. It can also be something that would add value to someone's life. And the way you can communicate that, it's an interesting part of what you do. So how can you communicate what you do in a way that it shows the value that you are bringing? It shows the value that you are adding. It shows the story of how it all fits together into the whole space. And so personal branding and development was one of the core things that sparked up for me after the last ISM. And I think I've done quite a few stops after the training. In fact, on the day after the training, I picked up some personal projects and then wrote some stories, which I had to send to Madam Ophelia to look at, Dr. Ophelia to look at it, and we looked at it together. We tried to harmonize it before I just turned it in. It was a pro bono work, but the reception gave me a different idea that, wow, okay, so this thing is possible, this thing is different. So let me give you an instance. An event can happen in a place like even a church setting, or for the Muslim brothers in a mosque. Just an event, maybe a gathering, but how do you tell the story of that event to help people see the impact that is not just an event, or is not just a program, but that it has a human-centered narrative to it. It has something that it's going to help someone. It has something that is going to add someone's life. So the event was not just for the sake of having an event, but that this event was done to add value, and this was how we started from. This was where we are. This is how we got to where we are going to. So, and those are some of the things that being in ISM helped, because we looked at the full, I'll call it the full trajectory of a storytelling. It's at the beginning of the story, when you get to the progress of the story, and then the end. Many times when we do reports, we only write the end aspect, what has after it has happened. But you understand that the full story cycle, it's an intrinsic part of what you do. And if you can capture it from the beginning to the middle, and by the time you get to the full story cycle, it makes for a holistic story, and it makes for a holistic communication that anybody who sees it would be as though that they are part of the story you are telling. They are immersed together in it. So lastly, it's it's you anybody from Impact Story Masterclass, you can carve a niche for yourself in the communication space. You can decide to become a visual communicator. You can decide to be a what is it called? You can decide to be a narrator. You can decide to be an abstract storyteller. You can, aside from the work you do, you can add it to yourself as a business, or you can carve a niche for yourself in the communication space. And funny enough, people that tell stories are in need now, because every organization are doing events, they are doing programs, they are doing projects. But the way it's being told, the story is being told, they're looking for people. It's a fact. Before now, my organization was looking at outsourcing the storytelling, So they are looking for people who can capture the story and who can tell them, okay, this is how best we can capture your story. This is how best we can tell your story. This is how best we can tell the story of what you are doing and guide them on how to do it. So you can carve a niche for yourself in the communication space, either in the media, the print media, or the visual media, or as a freelance person, or from your own blog. You can carve a niche in the communication space, because stories are things that grabs people's attention, and if you are able to tell a story properly, tell a story well, then you are setting up yourself for value, because you are bringing a different kind of value to what the person has done, because the person that did the project has done the project and finished it now. But what you are doing is to help people see not just the project or the grant or whatever it is as it is, but you're helping them see that this thing was not just done to spend money. It was done for a person, a human. It has a human-centered angle. It has there is a persona to it. So for me, those are the things that being a part of this space, being a part of this the learning and the masterclass will do for you. And don't forget the collaborations here. There are several people. I met quite a lot of people from different organizations, and many of them we still keep in touch. Those are so that collaboration, that connection is also key, because each one of us is bringing a different spice. Everybody is not going to tell the story the same way, but the most important thing is, are you capturing the core essence of the story? And that is what coming together like this does for us. And beautifully, the most interesting part is the mentorship. You can call Dr. Phoebe any time of the day. I don't say you call her at night, but you can call her any time of the day. As far as you're part of this masterclass, she go answer you. That's hands down. And she does her work beautifully well. We just finished a project together. We went to shoot an impact story video for the Global Fund, and I had to work with her on that project. And believe you me, what you're seeing here is just child's play. When you go to the field with her, that one is serious work. But the truth is that this is the kind of connection you want to have as a communicator, or as a person who is in the communication space, or who is doing anything that is relating to communication, whether working for an NGO or a programs person. This space affords you the opportunity to learn, to expand, to ask questions, even to receive guidance and mentorship. So I applaud us all for being here. Thank you for the time, and thank you, Ma, for the opportunity to share. God bless you all.